Hey everyone, this is Founders365, episode 21, and I am here with Mr. Karl Marriott, founder of Ground Control. And no, it's not a tribute to Bono? Bowie. Bono. I'm in a Bowie tribute brand. How are you, Karl?
I'm really good, Steven. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
All right, I pre-warned you about this, and me and Karl know each other quite well, so tell me, what does Ground Control do?
Well, that is a good question. So actually, so maybe founder's not quite the right word. It started off in.
Oh, well, why are you on the show then?
Yeah, I don't know really. Yes. So he's a guy I met who's an Ecuadorian, which we'll come to more in a minute. But he was doing some tourism out in Ecuador. So when I met him here, we did some tourism together. And his company out there was called Ground Control. And then when we started doing some of the bits over here, that same name fitted in to do what we were doing, all the things we were doing, which we'll come to in a minute. So it's just like a really cover-all name. And then we have just different sort of suffixes for each different part of the business, basically.
It already sounds overly complicated.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Literally, it is. But what is it you initially do? So property, first and foremost?
Well,
land.
So yeah, land and property is the primary now. So I and a few others in some partnerships have bought some land. I've got 3 big things going on at the moment where one's already got planning permission, one's just getting final planning permission. Actually, sorry, 2 have got full planning permission, but we're amending one of them. So yeah, that's the main thing. So that's a total of something like 60 odd houses.
Wow.
And we've got another couple of pieces after that, which we're looking at. So I've got another busy couple of years, I think, coming ahead.
With that sentence, 60 odd houses, this is the perfect time to let's rewind in time and let's talk about how you've gone from fairly, pretty decent job. Well, still working for yourself there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To the low lights and all that whole, in your bio you wrote about, it's almost like it is, and I think I put it on the blurb of this. It's like the rags to riches to back to rags, and then back to riches again.
Yeah, a few times really, if I'm honest. Okay, start at the beginning.
Not right at the beginning, Karl. We've only got 30.
Right at the beginning. So actually, leaving school and things, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just didn't have a clue.
Well, World War II had just ended.
Well, thanks very much. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was just after that. It was tough times. So actually, no, it was 1994. So Gulf War just ended.
Yeah.
94, 95. And my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, now my ex-wife, wanted to be a nurse. And she knew what she wanted to do. So we decided collectively that she could go to university, I'd get a job, and we kind of followed that route.
The royal we, I think that is.
It was a royal we, yeah. No, I mean, I was in that decision, can't regret it, but I'd love to have maybe gone back to university in hindsight, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, it was, 25 years ago?
24, yes. I'm 42.
24. Yeah.
42, thank you very much. So you can tell with the greys, if you count them all, it's 42.
Yeah. If you're listening, Karl has got a lot of grey hair.
Well, no, not a lot of grey hair, but quite a lot of grey hair, and on my chest too. But
Santa's cousin is the.
Yeah, I'm like his nephew, I think. Where did I get to? Okay, so that happened. Got a job. Ended up working in actually in the restaurant industry, but I was designing and building restaurants after a little bit of getting there, and I became a project manager. So I was project managing big fit outs, and I ended up doing loads of stuff all over the place, doing restaurant builds. That kind of comes in. So I worked for someone, worked for myself for quite a long time. In 2008, along with everyone else, I think, in the world, I had about 200 grand loss, basically, where a couple of big a group went into administration, and they kept doing 2 big projects for them. They sort of, the law says you can't get your stuff back. So I basically lost 200 grand
overnight.
So that hurts. That took quite a long time to get over. But carried on, did some other bits, So I was earning really good money then. I was earning, over 100 grand a year at that point.
Yeah.
Sort of came back, was earning a decent chunk. And then actually, after divorce and some other bits and pieces, I ended up, so actually, but bottom line is honest. So I got into it looking at network marketing. which is a tricky one because
what did I tell you just before this call?
Yeah, no network marketing. I know. I'm not going to name any names, but it wasn't for me. If I'm honest, it wasn't for me. But I love the model.
You gave it a good old try there.
Yeah, I gave it a good go, but it just wasn't really for me. I was really doing it for with the partner I was with, and trying to make that work. But no, it wasn't my cup of tea. But I did enjoy it, and the biggest thing for me was self-development and learning about myself. Because like before that, I was the typical, I was looking for myself, but it was still a job. It was still a job.
Yeah.
I was working hard, earned good money out of it, but it was still just a job. And it was the question that they always ask, and if anyone's ever been to a network marketing meeting, and one of those things is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And actually, funny enough, that was coming up probably about 5 years ago, so I didn't quite get to where I thought. But
what did you say 5 years ago when they asked you that question?
So I actually said, doing what I'm doing, actually almost exactly the same place, because I knew that I was maxing out my own time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm almost like a network marketing pitch, but I was maxing out my own time, and so I would never really earn much more money.
Yeah.
Not without significant investment or employing more people.
Yeah.
So and I was earning pretty good money, but that thought changed my process, and I went through kind of 3 odd years of specific development at that point, which is where I met you in another scenario. But
yeah, I dragged you to Marbella.
You did to Marbella to do an NLP course, which I love, and
changed your life. Let's face it.
Yeah, 100%. It had, but actually, I always tell people it ruined my life for a very short period of time.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, and I had to break it down. I had to break down the old.
Not NLP. I think personal development itself.
Yeah,
it does that, because it's like if you go to a Tony Robbins event, they have like a helpline set up for afterwards.
Yes.
Because they know for a fact there's going to be a crash, right?
Yeah.
And especially the way you did it, because you basically, like, one day you weren't in personal development, and then the next day you were in it very much so.
Yes.
Especially with especially with like the network marketing side that you used to do. It was very much built on that sort of premise, wasn't it?
Well, I was a real non-believer. I always thought it was bollocks.
Yeah.
Really didn't put any faith in it. Not that I'd really come across much self-development, but I didn't have any faith in the power of your own mind. I just didn't really.
When did you start believing in it? Maybe you don't. Maybe you still don't.
No, I do. It's 100%. You totally make of it what you will now. My favorite quote really is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah. Funny story about that. I grew up with that quote that my mother told me, and for years and years and years, I thought she came up with that. And then I remember I think I was in a seminar or something, and they were like, Henry Ford.
Yes.
Like, you what?
Yeah. What's been lying to me all these years?
My world just crashed down.
It's all been a lie. It's all been a lie.
Still a great quote. Either way, it's a fantastic quote.
And it is. And I genuinely, use that now as a big part of everything I do. In that, you have to think you can. And don't get me wrong. I'm a long, long way from perfect. I'm a long, long way from getting it right. But
everyone is.
Yeah, but some are closer, some are further away, and I'm further away.
That's your view of it.
Oh, NLP! Don't NLP me on this.
That's not NLP. That's just a question. But it is true, right? It's like that's your view of whatever's going on in their world.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but my view of my own world is that I still make a lot of little mistakes. I still procrastinate like nobody's business. Things that I should be doing, I'm not quite getting on with. So yeah, it's. But other people do look at you and think, "Oh, you must be doing all right."
Yeah, it's funny. It's and I think that's why one of my other great quotes that I love is just like, focus on your own lane, because you can easily, and it's so noisy out there, especially like what you're in terms of the property world now. I'm in a couple of property groups, and there's just so many questions and noise and all these other things, and like success posts and all these other things, that it's so easy for you as a bystander to look at someone and go, "Oh my God, they are killing it."
Yes. Yeah.
And actually, deep down, they're probably having the same conversation that you are, of the say sort of like, oh, I messed that conversation up, or God, I wish that deal would happen quicker.
Yeah, but if people were sat in here now, sat with me, watching how I'm doing things and seeing where I'm really at, and then seeing the fact that, I have a conversation with somebody about property and they say something, I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm literally Googling it at the time I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
So I don't look a complete twat when I answer
like, oh, that's what a roof is.
Yeah, who knew? I mean, I didn't know that. Yeah, so it's exciting times. But property is one of the biggest bullshit markets out there. There's so many people, sort of talking the talk, trying to walk the walk, but it's quite a tough walk. But I've skipped quite a big chunk of it by, rather than buying a rental property or mortgaging the shit out of it and making a couple of £100 if I'm lucky, and then just doing that after that. With the project management sort of skills I had previous, I've skipped straight into doing land and building houses and hopefully making bigger chunks of money.
Is that all it is for you, money?
Not all, but mostly. So, I mean, you've got to have money to make a better life.
Yeah.
But actually, one of the things I do like doing is something I always do from the restaurants, and that is I love seeing an end product. I love being able to, when I go into a restaurant, especially in London, I've probably done I don't know 150 restaurants in London, maybe more, especially some of the big hotels and things. And you go to it and you go, well, actually, I spent like 2 months, 3 months refurbishing that place, fitting their kitchens out, doing this, that, and the other.
What do you think that moment will be like when that first house is sold on your land and that first like family are moving into it?
Yeah, magic, I think, is the honest answer. It's one of the things I'm really looking forward to, and it's one of the things I need to try and stay away from, is not making it personal. You watch Under the Hammer, they're always like, don't make it personal, don't make it personal.
What's the first thing they do? They make it personal.
But I have no care about what's inside, if that makes sense. But I really want to meet the people. I really want to make sure they are happy and doing what they're doing, and
why is that important?
Because I want. So one of the sort of reasons I'm doing what I'm doing in terms of the build methods, I don't want to be doing too traditional, because they're not good quality products at the end of the day. And anyone who's moved into a new house on an estate knows.
You hear those horror stories, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. In a year's time, you've got all the plaster cracking. Everything's falling apart. The worst thing is masticing in bathrooms. It's horrendous, and that's what I don't want. I want to not have that hassle over the sort of 10-year warranty period. I want to fire and forget. So I want to make sure they're happy. I want a good product, and follow people through their things. I know it's a dream for them. They're spending £300,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
they need to know. It's good.
300 grand. It must be up north.
Well, some are. The ones in Kent are a bit more. They're like 450, 420. No. But yeah, the ones in up further north are actually they're about 250, 270. The ones further north.
Bargain. If you need a house, anyone, contact Carl. He's got
some
great deals, some cracking deals. For your journey, because that's what's the interesting part. It's like we mentioned before that we went live. It's like you're a normal bloke, right? You're a normal bloke-ish. With but if anyone meets you, you're just like a normal bloke. There's nothing. You're not like trying to be something else. You're not. You're just trying. You're just you, which is always something I've thought is spot on with you and something I've admired. And it's that's I think is the most relatable thing that you can ever be, because you can't be anything else, right?
Yeah.
So for you, how important is, or do you think you will in the future go down that journey of sharing your story more, helping others, and going down that route?
Yes, yeah, definitely, but not from the. I don't want to sound like a complete knob, but
just sound
but not on that social media. Look at me, follow me. Kind of
here's my 7th Lamborghini.
Absolutely, I'm stopping at 6. 6 is a max.
7 is excessive. 6 is okay.
But
7, you've got one for every day of the week.
Do you know what I mean? But you got to have a day off, right?
Yeah.
One day you have to go off roading, so maybe no. But Yeah, so I'd love to do like mentorship or that kind of thing, but not. Or in fact, weirdly enough, in a property group, a young lady was saying she's looking at a modular construction degree course, or not degree course, but her thesis for a degree, I think it was.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I've literally said, look, actually, I'm at the start of a journey where this is what we're doing. Welcome to follow us and see how it goes. And actually, that purely comes out of I want to help people.
And if she can send you some free drawings for cheap or something, spot
well,
on.
Maybe if she's an architect, that'd be great. I don't have an app. Let me write it down.
Yeah, must contact.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm not really too fussed about. I'm not so that like any fame's not really a word, but I have no interest in being
notorious. Yeah, notorious.
I am BIG, but I'm not notorious.
Yeah. Don't be so hard on yourself, man.
No,
if from the things that you've learned over the past 18 months, 24 months of doing the export business, the import business, moving on to the land now and the property development side of things, what's the biggest lesson that you've taught yourself over this journey?
I think it's be adaptable, I guess, or not. It sounds like not focused. I mean, you have to be focused, but actually, the thing you're focusing on might not be the right thing.
Yeah, you can be too focused.
Yeah. So don't fear changing focus. Yeah. Sometimes, but that's a fine line between.
Why do you think some people do? Because I see it a lot when people are going out of business or trying to do something, and from our point of view, you can just see like this isn't going to work.
They can. They're in it. So
why do you think that? Why are they so in it and they can't see it out of it? Why are they stuck in that tunnel?
Because you get blinkered by your own failures, actually, and you are in your own head. That's exactly where you are. You're in your own head, and you're telling yourself, whatever I touch turns to shit right now, and you carry on doing that, and the more you focus on that, the more it becomes true.
Yeah.
So, which is why look, people need a coach. Here, should we do our let's take Steve on as a coach.
But it's like nobody needs a coach.
So,
but everyone
needs a coach, but not necessarily a coach. Everyone needs someone on the sidelines just throwing some ideas in there.
So analogy that I've been using recently with people, it's like the Rocky and Mickey, right?
Yeah.
Rocky can go in a ring. Rocky, the film Rocky.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You seen it?
And little Mickey, the trainer.
Yeah, the little old Mickey guy. Rocky knows he can get in that ring and win the fight. He knows that. Yeah. But what Mickey does is Mickey is like that guy in the corner that makes sure that he always gets back up when he falls down, and that make sure that his hooks are done in the right hook, all that kind of stuff. So he's polishing Rocky to be the best version of himself he can be.
Absolutely. That's what you need.
Yeah, that's what you need. People, everyone contact me.
Steven's available. Wait, are you on your screen? Are you this way or that way?
No, the other way. Yeah, there I am.
Yeah,
no, you're that way. Oh, that's weird.
It's the wrong way, that way.
People listening to this on like Spotify or iTunes are going to be like, "What the hell are they doing?"
Yeah, I'm pointing because I'm sat next to him on a different screen, but
he's not sat next to me.
No, I'm on the other side of London.
Imagine the whole time, every guest of mine was just in my other room.
Yeah,
and it was just like different background every time, green screen.
I just run in now and again and just.
Hey guys. Anyway, we're digressing.
Yes.
We're
if we
not,
said the word, we shouldn't.
Yeah, we said we warned ourselves that this is what happened. What's my next question then?
No idea. I mean, we were still talking about what keeps people in their own head, really.
Yeah, I mean,
you're exactly right. You need a Mickey to just sometimes readjust your path and just actually to not tell you what to do, but to let you figure it out yourself. Which I think is the key to coaching.
Yeah.
There's no advice because, with respect, most coaches don't know what I do exactly. Otherwise, they do it themselves. But they can ask the questions, and that's what NLP is about, isn't it? Asking the questions to make you see for yourself, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what are you doing, why are you in your own head,
taking you out of the tunnel, allowing you to see the 360 view, and then you can choose whatever tunnel you want to go back into.
Absolutely. Steve's me, but yeah, that's basically what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. I'm polishing your words.
Thanks very much.
Exactly. So why for you property? Why was that a natural thing for you to move into?
I suppose it's a bit of comfort because I was in the project management before, so I kind of have a real sort of semi-understanding of build, and I think also there is some reality to property being the only thing you can invest in really, which over a long period of time, pretty much is just consistently going up.
Yeah, very long-term growth
Yeah,
asset.
yeah. So I'm not, I'm not. Well, actually, I say that if you're buying these rentals and doing that, then that's quite a slow build up. It takes a bit of a while, but then it's a really nice return growth. So I guess I'm slightly shortcutting that because of my experience. But effectively, property, I think, is genuinely, we have a massive housing shortage. They need to build houses.
Yeah.
Lots of people do it.
People also, I think, nowadays people want somewhere much nicer to live.
Yeah, definitely.
Gone are the days where you have a horrible wallpaper and a crappy carpet. Even the cheapest houses out there, that people that want to have more, I think there's more, probably because of Instagram actually, which would be interesting to see what you think about this. But I think because of Instagram and social media, people have become much more house proud.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing, into celebrities' houses, into my girlfriend follows Mrs. Hinch, which is just like a woman who loves to clean, and now I follow her, so it's just like that's happened. But I do think that social media has given people become much more house proud.
I'd actually say even in that, like the MTV generation,
MTV Cribs.
Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. So I suppose it's not just social media; it's the entire media.
Yeah, it's that view into other people's lives, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And even, but then the programs like Under the Hammer and all these kind of property programs where you're seeing what people are doing, I suppose it's maintaining a fashion and maintaining a period, but actually clean, minimalist slightly, is, as you can see from around me, minimalist is the way forward. If you can see in front of me, it's an absolute...
Yeah, I was about to say, don't pan the camera in. It's like...
this is the office, but it's all set with computer screens, and we've got VR. We're doing a bit of VR stuff.
Fun.
Yeah, great with Google Earth. Some people need to try VR with Google Earth.
Yeah. What you can do in VR in the sense where you're having like the house plan and people can walk around it.
Well, yeah, we're trying out some things with that, and I've done it on a few, not any of my stuff yet. We're not there, but I've viewed a few properties and things.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who does that Google, where you take photos in every room, they're all 3D, and then you walk.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with that, but actually, really, we just play games most of the time, if I'm honest.
But it was brought as a business expense.
No, not at all. Oh yes, HMRC, if they're watching, 100%. Business. Thanks very much.
Yeah, if HMRC are watching, I've made it.
Yeah. So, we were trying to embrace a bit of technology as well on that front. But you're right, social media is making people want nicer things.
Yeah, definitely. And let's talk property. So lots of property training companies out there, lots of property information, lots of property resources. There's a program on Panorama, I think, the other day about one property trainer that I actually follow. YouTube, you could search on YouTube how to buy a property. Hundreds and hundreds of minutes of information out there, right?
Yeah, thousands. Yeah. And
why is it?
Well, it's all true. I think you can do all these things. There is a slightly oversimplification and just do this, just do that, and we'll help you.
Yeah, they make it sound very easy.
Yeah, and it isn't very easy. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of groundwork, and if you have no background in this side of thing at all, it's a lot of studying, and you do have to pay for that. Rob Moore always mentions the entrance fee. You've got to pay an entrance fee. You've got to get in there, and you do have to do it. You have to be very careful who you choose.
Yeah,
and not to spend money you don't have in the first place. I think that was that Panorama. I don't know if it's Panorama, whatever. But
yeah, it was. Yeah, this guy. But I haven't watched the show. But
I read it. I read about it.
I've read about it as well, and there was obviously a lot more going on in that guy's life,
100%.
massively. And when any journalist takes hold of a story, it's
one
not.
angle.
Any truth has got very dwittled, and it becomes very one-sided.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that situation happens a lot. I see people comment on even like Rob Moore's stuff and all this stuff about how they've spent X amount of money and nothing's happened.
That's not true. That's the mindset again. So it's not nothing's happened. It's you haven't done something with it.
Exactly.
Which is a real fundamental. It doesn't matter. You can't spend 10, 20 grand and expect it to come to you.
100%.
The stuff's there. You just have to do it. But not necessarily I'm recommending it or not. You have to really look into it yourself. But you can't go there and go just all of a sudden someone's going to dump houses and money at me.
Yeah, I know.
Easy. It's not.
Could you imagine if it was that easy though?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
Wow.
I'll be fair, even with my experience, this first, the second piece of land, the big one in Kent, that was really the first one I was looking at. And then there was problems that I couldn't even begin to imagine happening at legal stages. Yeah. So that one kind of got backbenched a little bit. And then this other one came up that was a little bit easier. But even that we all thought would be done before Christmas. Yeah. And now it's, the 21st of January. And we're only looking to exchange contracts probably tomorrow or end of week probably.
Yeah, but the same, like exchanging and contracts is always going to be longer than you think.
Yes.
But I think slight backtrack here. I think
my ringing me, but you have to wait. See, that's how important I find you people.
Thanks. Thanks, Amelia. But I think in terms of that knowledge bit, which we touched upon there, and what Rob Moore says, paying that entrance fee. It's like you're not paying to get that information because we already know the information's online and it's out there and it's already there. You're affected what most people, and that's what I think is misunderstood a lot about training, courses and coaching, all that kind of stuff. A lot of people think that when I pay, this means that this is going to happen. But actually what you're paying to be in a room with certain people. You're paying to become accountable. You're paying to go through a lot of your own shit, and say it lightly, like, when you did the NLP stuff, you go through so much of your own crap that you never knew you had.
No.
You even, or you knew you had, but you never thought it was a problem. And then you realize, that's been touching me for ages. Yeah. And that's what you're paying for that. The action part is you after when you go home and when you're sat in your office and you're doing the research, that's where the change comes into place.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. You've got to take every little piece of information you get and then run through it with yourself. Can I do that? How do I do that? And just start. And that's the key. Procrastination is just not starting. And I'm a nightmare for that. Sometimes I'll find everything else to do in the world. If I've got to start something, I don't know how to do it. But once you start, the load lightens massively.
Once you get those cogs turning, then it starts working. Now your cogs are turning and things are happening. Land deals coming through, planning permission is happening. Where do you want to take ground control? What's your vision?
6 Lamborghinis. Woo! No,
actually, that's a good question because, like you said, 5 years ago was like your first step into personal development where that question was asked. So I'll ask it now. Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, my plan actually. So I'm 42, as we discussed. I've got a plan for 50-50. 50 is kind of where I need to be. Not need to be. I want to be. I am going to be. See, I learned that. In a position where I don't have to work again is the bottom line. Not that I won't, but I don't have to. So in 5 years' time, I want to be well on that road.
And you've got a number,
I've got a number. Oh, I've got a lot of different numbers.
But you know what you have to do that, right?
Yeah, I've broken it back down into 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 5 years, and then actually it's the 8 years. Well, 7 years just over now, really sadly, to 50. So I've kind of have got those steps broken down. And within property, this is a new side of things. So this is just starting this road, but it's the only one that will give me that actual opportunity to get the real freedom. I'm doing a couple of other things as well, which I don't know if you want to talk about or not. But like I said, the import export.
Yeah. What's that? Import exporting coffee, right?
Well, yeah, coffee and chocolate in particular from Ecuador.
And yet you have not said either.
Yeah, very high end. And we are looking to expand into dried fruits if anyone's after dried fruits.
Ah, so am I going to get a nice little care package with some nice coffee, some chocolate?
I can send you some of that. And do you know what plantains are?
Yeah, I love plantain.
Well, plantain chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make them myself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we were going to import some of those as well.
Oh, yeah. Send me some of those as well. Yeah.
I've got a big box.
One of the guests. I've already had one guest send me a little care package, so the bar is set.
Perfect. All right, I'll bring some over. But yeah, we've got some really fantastic coffee, scoring kind of like early 90s on the cup score, which is ridiculous, really.
How do you handle wearing the different hats?
Oh, I make it up as I go along. I've got to be honest.
Everyone does.
Yeah, I'm not quite as proactive as I'd like to be. I'm a little bit more reactive still, and I think I'm working on to change over. But yeah, with the coffee and things, it's we only bring it over for a certain customer, or for certain customers who pre-ordered it. And at the moment, I haven't done much more sales, which I need to look at again. Really, I need to push again for a little bit more, because we're not making much money, because the cost of it is all absorbed, basically by transport and the like, and you've got to do economy of scale to build up to.
But without doing that, without meeting your business partner there, do you think ground control would have taken off? And would you be having the land you've got now?
In terms of, well, no, because everything's a journey. I said it. I didn't want to say it.
It's a journey.
I'm on X Factor. Yeah, my grandma's dying of, but it is, and I'm thoroughly, which is why I said don't change your focus, or allow your focus to examine different things, because.
Well, it's like a 6-year-old. You ask a 6-year-old what they want to be. They want to be a fireman. How many? We've got a shortage of fireman people.
Yeah. Because they don't want to do it. Yeah, of course. That's exactly it. But you without wanting to be a fireman, they wouldn't join the army or the RAF, or be a fireman, or be a teacher, or clean the streets, or.
Yeah. So without you doing the import export, without you going to that network marketing thing that you're involved in, and going to that day, and
100%. That's the real key. Without that first network marketing, without that one question, if I ever did an Oscars speech kind of thing, that the person who asked me that question would be one of the first people I'd thank.
Do you remember who it was?
Coach when I was young. Go on.
Do you remember who it was?
Yeah, I know exactly who it was. Yeah.
Are you? No, I don't care. No, I was going to say, at some point, do you think you'll drop them a message and be like, thanks?
Yes.
At what point?
We're a little bit out of touch at the moment, because I'm not doing the business anymore.
Yeah.
So we're not really.
So he doesn't care about you anymore.
Yeah, but one day I will go back and I will go with a big bunch of flowers and a Lamborghini or something and say, here, thanks very much.
Yeah, that'd be a nice moment. That'd be a nice moment.
No, that's definitely on the list. That's on the board of things to do.
Yeah.
That is on there.
But even though it may sound cheesy, it's all a journey. It is, right? And I don't think anyone can dispute otherwise, because there's not a single person on this planet that has come up with a 5-year plan or a life plan and it's gone exactly to that.
No, nobody. You have to be ridiculously focused, and that was partly why I couldn't do the network marketing, actually, because I wasn't focused on the things you needed to do. It wasn't quite where I wanted to be, so I had to play with it. Didn't work, but
you tested it, right? Say
again.
You've tested it.
I tested it. Yeah.
It's an offline equivalent to split testing.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. And it wasn't for me, but I said it led me into so many other things. So that's what I'm grateful for on that front.
Oh no! Now, all right, let's go in terms of what you're grateful for. This is now turning into the secret.
Yes, I love it. I'm not grateful for this lighting, because
I was about to say, it's really weird. You need to get a nice LED ring lamp like I've got on my camera.
The problem is I've got my window open and we have the sun setting right in front. It's an absolutely beautiful sunset outside. Sorry, and I'm up on a hill slightly, so I get a beautiful sunset every night here. Not every night, when there's a nice one.
Carl, you're the king of tangents.
I can't keep focus. That's my problem.
Very clear.
The point was the light comes in and the light's changing in here. That's why.
That's all good.
Alexa-based Philips Hue things.
Don't say Alexa too loud. My Alexa in my office will go off. It did the other day.
Mine's just gonna be.
Yeah. Couple of last questions for you, Karl.
Hit me.
Why is all this so important to you?
All of what?
What you're doing. You know, you could realistically, you've got the skills and capability to probably walk into a 100K project management job again.
Yeah.
Earn the money, take home a decent salary, all that kind of stuff. But you're not, and you're building this other, I'll use it, this like legacy type business.
Okay,
yeah. So why is it important?
Because I used to earn 100 grand and I have not got a penny to show for it. I don't get me wrong, I enjoyed most of it. You know, I had sports cars and I had all these things, and I used to go out for dinner all the time and whatever. But at the end of the day, I didn't have the knowledge or the mindset to retain any of it and to, you know, to move forward. It's that job mentality where they teach you in school, you know, get a good job, go into debt, get a big mortgage, get credit cards, have the life you want, but just be a slave to it round and round.
Yeah.
And actually,
don't forget you can retire at 65.
If you're 68 now, is it?
Up now. Oh, well, there you
go. I think my age group 68 might be a bit older for you soon.
Oh, great.
But yeah, it's exactly that, and it's absolute nonsense. There's all this, you know, retiring on 40% of what you couldn't afford to retire on, or live on in the first place, all that stuff. So, and it is absolutely true, though. You know, you can't. So the only way to do it is to get out there and do something for yourself. And like I said, even though I was working for myself beforehand, I was still limited by my own time. It was still a job. But now doing this and then investing and then taking the profits from that and reinvesting and making it become that. I've got a really tough, probably 5 years ahead of me, where I will have to work hard on a lot of hours.
Yeah. But you're taking that but this time around, you've got the education of it.
Yes, certainly a good chunk of it. I'm learning every day. So yeah, that's really what I'm doing. So it's important to me really that I being free. I don't want to be financially free is the terminology. You know, where as long as you earn more than you spend, or you're passively, that's financially free, and that's really where I want to be. And that's and let's say network marketing taught me that in the first place, and that's where I wanted to get it from, but I've changed the way I'm doing it.
He's no longer in network marketing. People do not send Karl horrible messages.
No.
He's been freed. He's fine. He's safe.
But skincare, if you want it, let's see.
But if you want it, just go on karlmarriott.com /.
Yeah.
All right, my final question, big man.
Want to hit me?
And you said you've watched and listened to a few of these, so you should know what it is. What are 3 things that you can give to a listener or someone watching that's going to help them on their journey?
Oh, 3 things. Okay. So one is genuinely, and Steve hasn't paid me enough money to say this, is get a coach or a mentor or someone who is kind of where you want to be or has knowledge of how to get there. Or if not before that, get a sort of I want to say regular coach. Is that a bit harsh? Who help you choose?
Probably like a mindset coach.
Yes, that's it. So I think start there and then get mentors and things from there. But you need help. No one's born with the answers. No one has the answers. Get help in whatever format that comes. And I'm sure Steve can help you with that. And he would pass you on to someone else if it wasn't him, in fairness.
Exactly. I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy.
Mostly. Second thing, what would I say? Don't give up. I mean, that sounds bollocks, doesn't it? But keep it is.
Right, let me just put some motivational music on the background.
But genuinely, you've got to work hard, a bit harder, a bit smarter. Smarter is a better word, really, not harder. But keep on going and exhaust that opportunity. Get everything you can from it. Don't leave things on the table, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just thought of a third one really, but it just left my head. Then it just suddenly disappeared. It would be. Actually, I'll go back to that. I say, don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Be different. You've got to find your passion.
Yeah.
Make that the thing. It's not. Well, I don't know what the words are already. if you say if you can do your passion, it's not a job, isn't it? Is that right? Something like that.
Yeah. If you do the work you love, you won't work a day in your life.
That's kind of it. Something like that. So find your passion, find how to monetize it, and do that. I think that's it. But spend some time finding out what your passion is, and actually do that in isolation, because it's very easy for your passion to be possibly what your partner's passion is, what your kids, family, what people put onto you. Go away and find your own.
Exactly.
There you go.
On a desert island somewhere and figure it out.
Yes, do that. Yeah. Islands are great.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Karl, thank you so much for being on Founders365. You've been guest number 21.
Yeah.
We're 21 days into this journey. If anyone wants to contact you, how can they get in touch? Best way?
Well, Facebook. I'm Karl J. Marriott. You can find me there. It's kind of just a personal site. I don't really use social media too much at the moment for sort of business things.
He's an enigma.
Go on, what? Sorry?
I said you're an enigma.
I'm an enigma. That could be the one. Or they can find you through you. Go to you and come back.
Yeah, just find me. Just find Karl through me. He'll always be nearby.
But yeah, I'm happy to help. I want to help people. I'd love to be, see what people are doing. I love to see people doing well. So
good,
I'd
man.
love to hear stories of that. Yeah.
No, thank you, Karl, for coming on. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been Founders365. Join me next time.
Bye.